These are things I wish I knew when I played. My junior year, I had wins over John Isner and Somdev Devarman. Okay, everyone here knows who John is. He won NCAAs that year. Somdev was a top 60 ATP pro. He lost in the finals to John. Okay, NCAAs is a 64 draw. What round do you think I got to? Anyone? Second round? I didn't make the tournament. Because when I played at my best, playing this inefficient style, I was awesome. When I executed at an average level, I would lose to people. I had more physical ability, but I would lose to them because my tactics were suboptimal. So what I'm hoping is, I don't play anymore. I'm hoping that you can learn now while you still play and learn from those mistakes that I made. So my first fundamental belief, and by the way, along the way, if you have questions, please stop me. I would like this to be interactive. I believe that
Markov was an atheist, and he had no patience for people who were being unrigorous, something he considered Nekrasov to be, because in his eyes, math had nothing to do with free will or religion. So he publicly criticized Nekrasov's work, listing it among the abuses of mathematics. Their feud centered on the main idea people had used to do probability for the last 200 years. And we can illustrate this with a simple coin flip. When I flip the coin 10 times, I get 6 times heads and 4 times tails, which is obviously not the 50-50 you'd expect. But if I keep flipping the coin, then at first the ratio jumps all over the place. But after a large number of flips, we see that it slowly settles down and approaches 50-50. And in this case, after 100 flips, we end up on 51 heads and 49 tails, which is almost exactly what you would expect. This behavior, that the average outcome gets closer and closer to the expected value as you run more and more independent trials,
you're not even moving. You're not even hitting the ball. Here's an idea. If he hits the ball over there, why don't you run? Right? He starts giving me like this. He goes, no. Right? You can picture him doing this. And then,
it's a good start, to be fair. I mean,
yeah, but this was after he slammed the locker.
Yeah. That's so joy. Like, I can't even imagine Brad doing that. Yeah.
Yeah. He lost his mind. And then he said to me, and by the way, if you're so confused on where to hit the ball, wherever he is, hit it the other direction, right? He's just like, but for God's sake, how can you tell me this guy's too good if you're not even doing anything?
That's drinkag1.com/tennisinsider to start your new year on a healthier note. Darren, thank you so much for being with us today.
My pleasure.
First question, how did you start with tennis?
Yeah, great question, because my father is actually quite a famous Australian rules football player and coach back in South Australia. So in my family, Australian rules football. Do you know the game, football?
Yes, that's the one in the big oval.
Yeah, the big oval, and lots of players running around everywhere, and a bit of a crazy game. So that's the game I played as a young player, as a young kid, until I was 16.
In the stadium of Adelaide.
That's right. Adelaide Oval.
Former players, and there is your...
That's right. So that's where the game is played. Yeah. So we have 2 teams in South Australia. We have the Adelaide Crows, and we hate them. We don't like them. And my team is Port Adelaide, and that's the team that my dad played for and coached for many years. And actually, he came over here and coached one of the most famous teams, Collingwood. So you know the training facility on the other side of the tennis stadium? That's the Collingwood football.
Well, so for me, it's been about 18 months, and, I've played tennis my whole life. I mean, I've played since I was 2 years old, played my first tournament when I was 5. I'm a tennis lifer. My dad was a tennis coach. I grew up around clubs. So, this is the only life that I've ever known. And I will say it was weird last year, just stopping. I've taken breaks in my career. I'm not one of those guys who needed to hit every day or wanted to hit every day or, felt like they needed to have the racket in their hand. At the end of a season from, when I finished a year, let's call it in Bear C, November 1st, I didn't pick up a racket for 5 weeks. And that's how I did it. So I've taken these little,
You stupid fuck.
I'll take that.
Nice.
This game is legit sick.
Multiplayer personal best 24 seconds. Oh,
I'm just vibing with the music every time.
Your car really is bouncy in this game. It's a very bouncy ass car.
Where is my ball?
Come on, let me get right in there.
What a shot.
Oh, okay.
I'll take it.
What a shot. If this isn't pot G, I don't know what is going to be pot G.
Holy shit.
Let's see who's left. Shitachi.
Mr.
Free.
Oh,
never mind. I was actually sick. I was about to roast you.
My ball just whiffed immediately, and I was stuck at spawn for 15 seconds. Nice.
Dude, watch him get play. Now watch him get play.
Nice, Solomon. Yeah, check this out. Look at this English I put on this one.
I love that.
Wow.
I love that.
Whoa.
Through the boost? Oh, okay.
All right, ready? Watch. Arm boost now. See, look.
That was the first time it's ever worked. And somebody took my boost. And my other, okay.
That's drinkag1.com/tennisinsider to start your new year on a healthier note. Darren, thank you so much for being with us today.
My pleasure.
First question, how did you start with tennis?
Yeah, great question, because my father is actually quite a famous Australian rules football player and coach back in South Australia. So in my family, Australian rules football. Do you know the game, football?
Yes, that's the one in the big oval.
The big oval, lots of players running around everywhere, and a bit of a crazy game. So that's the game I played as a young player, as a young kid, until I was 16.
In the stadium of Adelaide.
That's right.
Like
Adelaide Oval.
Former players, and there is your.
That's right. So that's where the game is played. Yeah. So we have two teams in South Australia. We have the Adelaide Crows, and we hate them. We don't like them. And my team is Port Adelaide, and that's the team that my dad played for and coached for many years. And actually, he came over here and coached one of the most famous teams, Collingwood. So you know the training facility on the other side of the tennis stadium. That's the Collingwood football.
You may have seen a VPN or two advertised by your favorite YouTubers, and that's because VPNs are actually a very important tool that everybody who uses the internet should have. After all, even if you are using your browser's incognito mode, your internet service provider can still spy on you. So by using a virtual private network, or VPN, is the most effective way to ensure your privacy. And I just so happen to have the hookup for you for 83% off a 2-year plan plus 3 extra months. That's right, if you go to surfshark.deals/FundyFridays and use my code FundyFridays, you can snatch this deal for yourself. You can use Surfshark on an unlimited number of devices, something that my boyfriend and I take advantage of with our laptops, consoles, phones, and desktops. VPNs are also useful for browsing region-locked content, and with Surfshark's over 3,000 servers in 65 countries, there are unlimited possibilities. The folks at Surfshark care about security so much that they created a VPN that secures your data with industry-leading measures by using uncrackable encryption and the most secure VPN protocol.